Hey guys, how are you? I just saw the last episode of Game of Thrones, season 7, episode 6. Sorry for uploading this so late, but I wasn't able to see the chapter at the normal time in HBO. I had to wait for a rerun because I wasn't at home when the episode actually aired, so I had to wait and it was kind of torture. I actually spoiled the episode for myself, but nothing that I didn't know that was going on. So here in my cell phone, I have some notes. You can't see anything, but whatever. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is a little bit about the second, let's say, important thing that happened on this episode, which was between Sansa and Arya Stark. Well, I'm getting a little bit annoyed by that timeline, by that, a plot line, if you will, because I think Arya is showing more and more that she's just as as a spoiled brat as she says her sister is, because she's always claiming that Sansa only wants the better things and only wants to rule, and she's obsessed with power and richness, basically, and money, and she doesn't realized that she had become obsessed with the idea of revenge, basically. Now she wants revenge for every single little thing in the world. And I think it was stupid when Sansa explained she was she was pressured to write that letter about, to Rob, about her father and everything that was going on when, he was imprisoned. He was suspected to kill Robert Baratheon. Oh, I think it was so stupid that Arya wasn't, more, I don't know, more related, more close to her sister. I mean, she didn't understand anything. She doesn't know what Sansa lived through, and she said some awful things. And she doesn't seem to believe Sansa that she has lived through so much. Granted, she was a spoiled brat, and she did whatever she wanted in order to still be in King's Landing. The only reason she escaped King's Landing was because everyone thought she was the one that killed Joffrey, and Littlefinger helped her out of there. But that's the only reason. If that hadn't happened, she would still be in King's Landing, or maybe she would be in a cell, imprisoned by Cersei. So I think that's so stupid, and the games that they played during their scenes was kind of annoying, to be honest. And Sansa is really unlikable right now. I don't know how you can like her at this point. I mean, I'm not in love with Sansa either, but Arya is really just a spoiled brat, to be honest, at this point. And she's making herself the best weapon to use by Littlefinger. I mean, Littlefinger is way ahead of her game. I mean, she thinks she has him figured out, and it was him that planted everything, and that created all the mistrust. So she's really an idiot. And now that Brienne is not there because, I mean, Sansa sent her to King's Landing, which I thought was just the stupidest thing ever. Someone's going to do something wild, like Littlefinger pushing Sansa one way. Maybe when they know that Jon has knelt to Daenerys, that's going to be like, oh my god, the North is like wild again. They won't have Daenerys as their queen, and they prefer Sansa or something like that. And then Arya would tell the truth. I mean, it's going to be awful for the North. And to be honest, I only think at this moment, I think only Jon Snow is going to survive of all the Stark children, and he's not even Stark, so that's fucked up for them. I mean, maybe Bran in his crazy world, but I think he's going to die eventually, or just like fly away into beyond the wall or something. So of course I'm going to talk about the other big thing, which was the group of guys that went beyond the wall in order to look for a White Walker, basically, or a Wraith, or whatever they call them. They captured one pretty quickly, and I loved all the banter, especially between the Hound and Torment, that they had the connection between each other. It was Brienne, the connection, and that was really, really funny. Um, what else? I didn't really like the like battle or skirmish or whatever that happened with those bears. I think it was a little bit confusing because you really couldn't see anything, and I don't even know who died in all those scenes. I don't really understand who died, but I think no one important besides Thoros of Myr, who was the one that could revive anyone basically. He died. So the guy, Dondarrion, that has lived like 6 lives, he's not going to survive anymore because he doesn't have the person that helps him do that. So he's dead now. I mean, if he dies again, he's really, really dead. I think he's not dead now. So I mean, that thing between the bears was a little bit. I mean, yes, it was useful. And then it was when they found the dead guy that they are carrying. So that's good. The battle in the ice lake was really interesting because you know that it was everything was against them. I mean, they weren't going to win the battle. That was not a thing that would happen. What would happen was that I thought was pretty obvious from way back was Daenerys saving them, and of course they were going to be saved by Daenerys because she has the dragons, and they are only a little team between among all those White Walkers. So of course she was going to come, and the fact that they turned her dragon, one of her dragons, I don't even know which dragon. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, one is Rhaegar and the other Aegon, I think. I don't know which one of the two. The White Walker, the Night King, actually stabbed and killed, and now he's back again as an Ice Dragon, which is pretty insane. But I mean, I think that was obvious from way back. And besides, many of the like merchandising for this season, it has like a gigantic blue eye with the dragon. Like you can see its dragon skin, so it was pretty obvious that was going to happen. Now the thing is, how is the Night King going to um, basically use that dragon? Is he going to use it to attack the wall, or what kind of thing is the wall going to fall down, or are they just crossing to the other side? I mean, that's the interesting thing. I don't think the conversion of the dragon was the interesting thing because we knew that was going to happen. That was a risk. That was obvious. And the moment she rode off with all her 3 dragons, I was like, okay, it's going to happen. Because if she had gone with only Drogon, maybe Drogon is too important. It's her main dragon. So I was like, okay, they are not going to kill Drogon and make her like go on foot or something. That doesn't really fit everything that Daenerys sees. So it was kind of obvious that was going to happen, but it was entertaining nonetheless. Maybe unnecessary that at first I thought it wasn't necessary to make it seem that Jon Snow was dead again, but then I noticed that that happened in order for Dany to realize she's in love with him, and also for Jorah to notice that she's in love with Jon Snow. So now they're in love, like full in love. They're going to happen. They're a couple. Let's face it. And I say let's face it because they are. She's his aunt. That's the insane thing. But it's well known, let's say, that all the I was going to say Lannisters, that all the Targaryens have like incest basically, and they marry each other between the family, not like brothers and sisters, but cousins and so on. So it's not so uncommon in their family. I mean, I'm not saying it's great, but I'm saying that it makes sense for their family to do that. And it's not unheard of in the Seven Kingdoms, if you know what I mean. So of course that's not going to happen. Besides all that, I thought it was very interesting to see Dany and um, Tyrion not fight, but like really argue because he's right, and I was on his side 100% on that conversation because she's not really looking on the long haul. She's only looking at the next 2 days, let's say, and she really needs to start to um, have a plan for the future because yes, we know that Cersei is insane. She's going to do something, and if they succeed, they will have the throne. And then what? Because technically, and Theron reminded us, um, she's unfertile. I mean, she cannot have children. So how are they going to do that? And I didn't. I didn't really um, thought of that recently. But now that she's with Jon, I think that maybe there's something between Targaryens, or they're like magic that because he was dead or something, that's going to help them have a baby eventually. So I'm not really worried about her offspring. I think it's possible, and I think that what happened in this episode kind of sets on stone that they are going to be the final couple in all the game. So of course Cersei is going to be killed. Jaime may be killed, but he will kill Cersei. I would say that all the Starks are dead except Jon Snow, and he's not really um, Stark, and would be sad because he would be like left. I mean, the Starks would end with that. I mean, if Bran would be still alive, but he doesn't give a shit about anything, so whatever. And there's this guy that's the Baratheon bastard. I think he might receive like a region eventually. I mean, I can see him as a nice lord because he doesn't really want to be king. He wants to have a life worth living, I think, and that's great. And what he did in the episode was really great. He saved everyone basically by sending the Raven to Daenerys. So that's great. I think he's a great person. I hope he's alive and he's going to do. I mean, I was saying in the other video, last video, that he's going to die, but now I think, yeah, he's going to live and he's going to be at peace somewhere, like Sam actually. So yeah, let's see what happens with this ice dragon. What the hell are they doing? Are they going to take that thing to Cersei? And what the fuck is Cersei going to do with him? What kind of trap is she having set for Daenerys? Because she has a trap. We all know that, done by Qyburn, of course. So what's going to happen with that? It's going to be very interesting. Again, sorry to have uploaded this so late. I'm going to post this like every hour today, and I hope you see this. Please leave a comment if you see this or like the video, share this in your social media, subscribe to the channel, and please give me a tell me like something on the comments or just like the video in order for me to know that you're watching this video and that you like this video, or even if you dislike it, just do it, but in order for me to know that someone's watching basically. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, last episode is next weekend. I'm going to see that live for sure. Thank you so much. Goodbye.